Arthur. So today I will discuss the chapter number 6, combustion and flame. We use different kinds of fuels for various purposes at home. As we know, we use different kinds of fuels for various purposes and in industries and for running automobiles. Can you name a few fuels used in our homes? As we know, we use different kinds of fuel for the various purposes and we use these type of fuels at our home. For example, in industries and for running our automobiles, we use different types of fuel. And we also use different types of fuels at our home. For cooking, we also use fuel. And for running automobile, we also use fuels. Can you name a few fuels used in our homes? Can we name few fuels we use in our home? Yes. We use the wood in our home and we use the LPG in our home. Name a few fuels that is used in the trade and industries. Can we name some fuel that are used in the industries? Yes, charcoal. Charcoal is used in the industries. What fuels are used for the running automobile? CNG and LPG. CNG and LPG, it is used for the running automobiles. Your list will contain the fuels just like the cow dung. So fuel, what are fuels? Cow dung, wood, coal, charcoal, petrol, diesel, CNG. So these are all fuels. For example, cow dung, it is used in the homes. Wood, it is also used in the home. Coal and charcoal, it is used in the industry. Petrol, it is used in the automobiles. Diesel, it is also used in the automobile. Compressed natural gas, it is also used in the automobiles. So these are fuels. So some fuels are used in our home, some fuels are used in our industries, and some fuels are used in automobiles. So you are familiar with the burning of candle. As we know, what do you mean? How the candle burns? What is the difference between the burning of candle and burning of a fuel like coal? So if we compare when we burn candle and we will burn the fuel just like coal, so what is the difference? Maybe you were able to guess right. Candle burns with the flame, whereas the coal does not. So similarly, you will find many other materials burning without a flame. And let us study the chemical process of burning and the types of flame produced during this process. So you are familiar with the burning of candle, and what is the difference between burning of candle and the burning of fuel just like coal? So maybe you were able to guess right. And candle burns with the flame, whereas coal burns without flame. So what is the difference? Candle burns with the flame, but coal burns without flame. Similarly, you find many other materials burning without a flame. So some fuels burns with the flame and some fuels burns without a flame. So let us study the chemical process of burning and the types of flame produced during this process. So what is we use, as we know, we use different kinds of fuel and some fuel are used at our home, just like the cow dung and wood. And what are the fuels used in the industry? Petrol and diesel. Petrol and diesel, this is used in automobile, and charcoal and coal, this is used in the industries. So what is the difference between burning of candle and burning of fuel, just like coal? So what is the difference? When candle burns, burns with the flame. And when coal burns, then it produce without when coal burns, then it burns without the flame. Coal burns without the flame and candle burns with the flame. So some fuels burns with the flame and some fuel burns without the flame. Next is combustion. Recall the activity of burning of magnesium ribbon performed in the class 7th. So if we burn the magnesium ribbon, as we discussed this activity in the class 7 and also in the chapter metals and non-metal, chapter number 4, if we burn the magnesium ribbon, then what is the product form? Magnesium oxide. When the magnesium ribbon burns, then the magnesium oxide is formed and it produces heat and light. So it produces heat and light. You can perform a similar activity with the piece of charcoal and hold the piece with the pair of tongs and bring it near the flame of a candle or a Bunsen burner. What do you observe? So if we recall the activity of burning of magnesium ribbon, if we burn the magnesium ribbon, then it produces the magnesium oxide and it produces heat and light. When magnesium oxide burns, then oxide is produced and it produces heat and light. So we can perform a similar activity with the piece of charcoal and hold the piece with the pair of tongs and bring it near the flame of a candle or a Bunsen burner. What do you observe? So we can perform this activity with the piece of charcoal. So we can perform this activity with the charcoal and hold the piece with the pair of tongs and bring it near the flame of candle or a Bunsen burner. So if we burn the magnesium ribbon, then magnesium oxide is produced with the heat and light. So we can also perform this activity with the piece of charcoal. So if we take the piece of charcoal and a pair of tongs, as we discussed pair of tongs in the chapter number 4, and if we took the piece of charcoal in a pair of tongs and bring it near the flame of candle, and we will bring these near the flame of candle or a Bunsen burner. So what is the observation? We find that the charcoal burns in air and we know that the coal too burns in air. It produces carbon dioxide gas and heat and light. So what do you mean by combustion? So what is the activity shown here? When magnesium ribbon burns, so it produces the magnesium oxide and it produces the heat and light. So we can perform a similar activity with the piece of charcoal and hold the piece with a pair of tongs. If we took these with a pair of tongs and bring it near the flame of candle, and if the flame of candle is not present, we can use the Bunsen burner for burning the other piece of charcoal. So what is the observation? We find that the charcoal burns in air and we know that the coal too burns in air. It produces carbon dioxide gas, heat and light. So what is the observation? When charcoal burns in the air, so when charcoal burns in the air, so as we know that the coal too burns in air, produce the carbon dioxide gas, heat and light. So when charcoal burns in the air, so it produces the carbon dioxide gas and heat and light. So heat and light is also produced just in example of magnesium ribbon. So it also produce heat and light. So we find that the charcoal burns in air. We know that when the coal burns in the air, it produces carbon dioxide, heat, and light. So this is the magnesium reburn. If we burn in the presence of oxygen, then it produces the white color ash and it is a magnesium oxide. So it is a magnesium oxide and heat and light is also produced. So what do you mean by combustion? A chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat, then it is called combustion. A chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat and it is called combustion. So what do you mean by combustion? A chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen, so it gives off heat and it is called combustion. So what do you mean by combustion? A chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen, so it gives off heat and it is called combustion. And the substance that undergoes combustion is said to be combustible and it is also called fuel. So what do you mean by combustion? A chemical process in which a substance just like magnesium, just like the coal, when it reacts with oxygen, so it produces heat. If in any chemical process, a substance reacts with oxygen and it produces heat, so it is called combustion. And the substance that undergo combustion is said to be combustible and it is also called fuel. So there are two definitions. First is combustion and next is fuel. And fuel is of three types. It may be solid and it may be liquid and it may be gas. Just like the solid, what are the example of solid fuel? Coal. And what are the example of liquid fuel? LPG. So these are the different fuels in the different form. Sometimes light is also given out during combustion. So when combustion process is going on, heat produces compulsory, but sometimes light is also produced during combustion in the form of flame or in the form of glow as shown in the figure 6.1. So light is produced during combustion in the form of flame or in the form of glow. In the reaction mentioned above, magnesium and charcoal are combustible substance. So in the reaction above, shown in the figure, magnesium and charcoal, so these are called combustible substance. We were told that the food is a fuel for our body. So what do you mean by combustion? A chemical process in which the substance reacts with oxygen and it produces heat is called combustion. And the substance that going under combustion is said to be fuel. And it may be solid and it may be liquid and it may be gas. And what are the example of solid fuel? So LPG, then what are the example of solid fuel? And coal is example of solid fuel and LPG is an example of liquid fuel. So these are three form of fuels. And sometimes in the combustion process, light is also produced. Sometimes a light is also produced in the combustion process. In the reaction mentioned above, magnesium and charcoal are combustible substance. So in the reaction above mentioned above, magnesium and charcoal, so these are combustible substance. We were told that the food is a fuel for our body. So in the reaction mentioned above, magnesium and charcoal are combustible substance. So the reaction mentioned above is shown. The magnesium and charcoal, so these are called combustible substance. So the magnesium and charcoal are combustible substance, means it can go under combustion. We were told that food is a fuel for our body. Sometimes we say that food acts as a fuel for our body because rightly so, in our body, food is broken down by the reaction with oxygen and heat is produced. So as we know, in our body, food is broken down, and when food is broken down, then it produces the oxygen and heat. So we learned in the chapter 7, what we have learned in our body, food is broken down by the reaction with the oxygen and heat is produced. So in our body, when food is broken down with the oxygen and the heat is produced. So this is a explanation. So what is the explanation? As we know, sometimes we say that food is a fuel for our body. Sometimes we say that the food is fuel for our body. So in our body, food is broken down by the reaction with oxygen and heat is produced. So in our body, when the food is broken down by the reaction with oxygen and heat is also produced. So we have learned also in the class 7, in our body, when food is taken, and this food is broken down and it produces the oxygen and heat. So it is also a combustible process. So when food is taken in our stomach, then because of reaction, oxygen and heat is produced. Oxygen and heat is produced. So next is activity 6.1. So collect some material like straw, mastic, kerosene oil, and paper, iron nails, stone pieces, glass, etc. Under the supervision of your teacher, try to burn each of these material one by one. So we have to collect the material just like the straw, just like the mastic, just like the kerosene oil, just like the paper, just like the iron nail, just like the stone piece and glass. So you have to collect these type of materials, and you, under the supervision of your teacher, try to burn each of these material one by one. So firstly, we will take straw, and then under the supervision of teacher, we will burn these material, and if combustion takes place, then mark the material combustible. So if we collect the different types of material, just like the straw, just like the mastic, and just like the kerosene oil, just like the paper, just like the iron nail. So if we collect these type of materials, and if we burn these type of materials one by one, and then under the supervision of your teacher, try to burn each of these material one by one. So if we burn these material, if combustion takes place, then mark the material combustible. And if the material is not if the material is not the combustible, then it is called non-combustible. If the material goes combustion, then it is called combustible. If the material is not going the combustion, then it is called non-combustible. So this is the first is combustible and next is non-combustible. If the combustion takes place, then the material is combustible. If the material is not going the under combustion, then this is called non-combustible. So there are different types of material. First material is wood. If we burn the wood, then it produces the heat. Then it produces the heat and light. Then if it undergoes combustion, then this is called combustible. So wood burns, so it is combustible. So paper burns, so it is also combustible. And iron nails, it does not burn, so it is non-combustible. And kerosene oil, it also burns, so it is also combustible. Stone pieces, it does not burn, so it is non-combustible. Straw, it is burned, so it is combustible. And charcoal, so it is a combustible. And mastic, so it is also combustible. And glass, it does not burn, so it is non-combustible. So what are there are different types of material, just like the wood, paper, iron nails, kerosene oil, stone pieces, straw, charcoal, mastic, and glass. So there are different type of substance. So some burns and some does not burn. So some burns are called combustible and some does not burn are called non-combustible. So there are two types of substance. First is combustible and next is non-combustible. First is combustible. The material which burns are called combustible and the material which does not burn are called non-combustible. So what are the examples of combustible and non-combustible? And first is stone piece, glass, stone pieces and glass, and iron nail. This is non-combustible, and wood, paper, kerosene oil, straw, charcoal, and mastic. So this is combustible. So there are two types of substances. First is combustible. The material which burn are called combustible and the material which do not burn are called non-combustible. Can you name some more substances which are combustible? You can add those to the table 6.1. So we can add some these substances in on the figure table 6.1 and you can add those to the table 6.1. Let us investigate condition under which combustion takes place. So what is the activity 6.2? So fix a lighted candle on a table. So firstly, we will take a lighted candle and we will put this candle on a table and put a glass chimney over the candle. So we are using the three burning candles and we are covering this candle with the chimney. So firstly, we are taking a lighted candle and we are putting this lighted candle on a table and we are covering this lighted candle on a over we are putting this lighted candle on the we are putting the glass chimney over the candle and rest it on a few with the wooden blocks in such a way that air can enter the chimney. So such that the air can enter into the chimney. Observe what happens to the flame. So what is happening to the flame? Now remove the blocks and let the chimney rest on the table. So this is an experiment to show that air is essential for burning. So what are the experiment to show that air is essential for burning? For proving this, we are taking the three different kinds of candle, three different kinds of burning candle, and we are putting these burning candle on the table, and we are putting these burning candle, and we are covering these burning candle with the wooden block with the glass chimney, and rest it on a few wooden blocks. So we are putting these arrangement on a few wooden blocks in such a way that air can enter into the chimney. So we are putting these wooden blocks such that the air can enter into the chimney. Observe what happens to the flame. Now remove the blocks and let the chimney rest on the table. So if we remove the blocks one by one, and if we put the let the chimney rest on the table, again observe the flame. Then we again observe the flame, finally put a glass plate over the chimney. So if we take a glass plate, put a glass plate over the chimney, so watch the flame again. So if we observe the flame again, what happens in these cases? And does it flicker and give smoke? Does it burn and unaffected? Can you infer anything at all processes? So what we find? We find that the air is necessary for the burning. So in case A, the candle burns freely in the case A. So in the case A, candle burns freely. And when an air enter into the chimney from the below, and the and in case B, when the air does not enter into the chimney from the below, and so when the air and does not enter into the chimney from the below, then the flame flickers. So and it produce also smoke. So in the first case, when air enters from the chimney from the back below, so then this will continue, and this will continue the glowing. And in case B, when the air does not enter from the below, so the flame flickers and it produces smoke. So when it produces smoke, and in case C, the flame finally goes off, and because the air is not available. So if in the case of C, the flame finally goes off. So in the case C, the flame finally goes off because the air is not available. So in the case C, when the flame finally goes off because the air is not available. In case C, the flame finally goes off because the air is not available. So what is the experiment to show that air is essential for burning? So we are taking the three different lighted candles, and we are putting these candles on a table, and we are putting these candles and we are putting this candle on a few wooden blocks, and in such a way that air can enter into the chimney. Then we are observing what is happening. Now remove the blocks, and the chimney rest on the table, and again observe the flame. So then we will put a glass plate over the chimney and watch the flame again. So we are putting a glass plate over the chimney, and we are observing the flame again. What happens to three cases? Does the flame flickers off, and does it flicker and it gives smoke, and does it burn unaffected? Can you infer anything or at all about the role played by the air in the process of burning? So what is happening in three cases? In the case A, air enters from the below, so it continuously burns without smoke. And in the case B, in the case B, when air does not enter from the chimney, so the flame flickers and it produces smoke. And in the case C, flame finally goes off and it does not burn because air is not available from the below as well as from the above. As well as air is not available from the below, and also it is not available from the above. So for the burning, it proves that for burning process, air is essential. So for burning process, air is essential. So this is the activity. What is the conclusion of this activity? Then air is necessary for the burning. So air is necessary for the burning. So air is necessary for the burning. So next is, what do you mean by combustion? Again, I'm revising the topic. What do you mean by combustion? A chemical process in which a substance undergoes, and thus a chemical process in which the substance reacts with oxygen and it produces heat, and it is called combustion. A chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat, then this is called combustion. And what do you mean by fuel? And the substance that undergoes combustion, so then it is called combustible. And the substance that undergoes combustion, it's called combustible. And it is also called fuel. And it is of three types. First is solid, and second is liquid, and next is gas. So fuel is of three forms: solid, liquid, and gas. And what is the example of solid fuel? Charcoal and coal. And what is the example of liquid fuel? And liquefied petroleum gas, LPG. So this is the example of solid and liquid fuels. And in the combustion process, heat is produced, and sometimes light is also produced in the combustion process. And light is shown in the form of flame, or sometimes it is shown as the glow as shown in the figure 6.1. So this is the magnesium ribbon. If we burn the magnesium ribbon, then it produces the magnesium oxide and it produces heat and light. So next is, this is the activity 6.1. So there are different types of substances. Some burns and some does not burn. Some burns are called combustible and some does not burn are called non-combustible. So there are two types of substance, some burns and some does not burn. So the material which burns are called combustible and the material which does not burn are called non-combustible. So there are two different types of substances. And next is, this is the activity 6.2. What is the conclusion of this activity? Then the air is essential for burning. If air is not available, we cannot burn anything. So if you have any query regarding this topic, you can ask. If you have any query regarding this topic, you can ask. Rajan sir, unmute student. If you have any query regarding this topic, you can ask. If you have any query regarding this topic, you can ask. Rajan sir, unmute student. Rajan sir, unmute student.